Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What Sold on eBay video. My name's Cam. If you didn't know, Flashback finds the channel. We go over what I sold on eBay in the eBay store. This will be 4 days worth. Hopefully something you guys can kind of pick up on, maybe look out for when you're out there at the garage sales, thrift stores, or what have you, that you can sell in your own business. For those of you that have been commenting and sending me messages on Instagram and all that, I appreciate it. Love hearing from you guys. Appreciate the support. It definitely helps motivate me. And I had a longtime viewer reach out and ask me if I could make some adjustments with the screenshots. They were saying they're a little small when they come up. I don't know if they're watching on their phone or what, and maybe it's a little hard to kind of see them. So we're going to try to make them a little bit bigger. I don't do a whole lot of editing. I just record this on my phone and then put the screenshots up. So I'll try to leave the screenshots maybe a little bit bigger, or you can see more of the item in the title and kind of take up half the screen. That's why I'm off to the side a little bit. Hopefully that will help. Let me know if you guys like it better, and I appreciate the feedback. Let's get into it though. Black Ops by W.E.B. Griffin. This is an audiobook, 6 CD set. It sold for 14 shipped. It came in a lot of audiobooks. That was $2. This one sold for 14. Modern Romance DVD. This is one I hadn't heard of, but scanned it and ended up selling for 12 shipped used. A G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Ninja Mask. I had 5 of these. There was 5 masks. 4 of them were the same. This one, there was one different one. I got them all for 20 bucks. A guy on Facebook Marketplace was asking $5 each. Said he would take 20 if you bought all 5. So I bought them all, and 3 of them were sold for around 40 bucks. And then I still have one of these ones left, and I think one of the other one hasn't sold yet. So in the end, we'll probably end up with almost $200 in sales for a $20 investment. So pretty good. A Sheer Halston Women's Perfume 3.4 ounce. This is like, I guess it's an older one. It's vintage. I don't know how old. I was at an estate sale and there was a bunch of perfume sitting in this box. It was dusty, kind of dirty on the outside, but it was all, I could tell it was all vintage stuff. The lady said, just kind of fill a box and come over to me. I thought the prices were going to be really cheap because everything else in the estate sale was, but when I brought all these perfumes out, there were probably 15 of them. She wanted 35 bucks. Everything else I was getting was such a good deal, so I didn't mind too much. I ended up paying it and kind of bulked it in with everything. But I did make some money. This one already sold for 50 bucks, and we'll see some more here. There were some Chloe ones and stuff like that that have sold. We'll see those coming up. But vintage perfume can sell pretty well. Some Hyundai Elantra carpet mats. I've sold a bunch of carpet mats, floor mats for cars. I've sold Camry ones. I've sold truck ones. Usually you get them at a garage sale or something. Someone's getting rid of them. They got new ones. They got, cooler ones. Maybe they got like the rubber ones or whatever that are better for the water and stuff. And they'll be selling theirs. These ones actually had a tear where there's like a little notch where it kind of buckles in on the driver's side seat. The little plastic little eyelet or whatever it was torn out, and it was just a hole. I still picked them up though. They were $5 because the one looked really clean, but the driver's one actually wasn't that clean. So I cleaned them up the best I could. They still sold for $47.49 on sale. When I paid $5, it only cost us $12 to ship them. I laid them out flat and put them in this box I had, and they went to Arizona. So it cost us like $12 from California. Made plenty of money, but if you're gonna buy them, make sure they're nice and clean, or at least have very limited wear. This is one that I probably shouldn't have bought. It worked out though, so I'm thankful. An Apple Watch 5. This is just the box. I get these from one of my sources. He gets them all the time when he buys storage units. I usually pay about $1 for them if they're worth it. This one I paid $1 for, and it sold for $17.09 on sale. Here's an older listing. You can tell by the not so great photo. This is a Red Heart Fairy Tale Dragon Crochet Kit. Ended up selling for $14.24. I paid $1 or $2 for it. It did go first class. Probably could have got a lot better on this had I took a better picture and redone the listing, but I just don't have time to mess with the old stuff, so it just sits there and eventually sells. $14.24. Happy to get it out of here. Try to take better pictures than that. Make them a little brighter. Here's a Kenner. This is a Cupcake Birthday Care Bear. This one was $2.50 at an estate sale, and it sold for $22.79. It does go first class. I just put them in a poly mailer and send them on their way. Some Canon BCI15 inks. Got these. A friend gave me a bunch of sealed ink, and I ended up taking these ones, lotting them together, and they sold for $20.89. They did go first class. Not the greatest ink when it comes down to it, but it did still sell. Cuisinart Pro. I told you guys I part out the Cuisinarts. I part out the bowl, the lid, the pusher, the blade, all that. You can also part out the base. A lot of them have safety features though, where the base has to be hooked up and everything needs to be there to test it out to make sure it works. Some of the older ones don't necessarily have that, but you want to make sure if you are going to test the base, test it all before you list the pieces, because sometimes you may not be able to test it after that if you don't have something to Some of them have like sensors and stuff on them, I guess. I'm not an expert, but I did test this one out, cleaned it up. It sold for $45.59. These things are not that big. You know, they're like 8 inches by maybe 10 inches or 8 inches by 6 inches, whatever, depending on the size. But they're usually pretty heavy. So keep that in mind. Pirate ship may be an option for you. FedEx, again, is pretty affordable these days, though. This one's all for $45.49. I believe we shipped it out for about 15 or 16 bucks. And again, I think I paid $10 for the whole food processor, so great deal. I already sold the bowl and the lid, I think, in the last one. A Microsoft charger. This is for I think a Surface Pro. It's the model 1625. This was $1 at a garage sale. It was a storage. You got this guy buy storage units. It was just the charger. Sold it for $20 shipped. Goes out first class. Barely made first class, so this one almost was too heavy, but it did make it. This is a Holmes replacement filter here. I got this. The guy was selling 2 of the little air filter purifier things. There were 2 different ones, a Hamilton Beach and this one. He said they both don't work, but they both had a box each of brand new filters. He wanted, I think, $10 for both of them because he said the filters were worth more than that. I paid it. I think I sold the other filter set for $25, and then I sold this one for $25, and they did go first class. So I ended up just getting rid of the air purifiers. They weren't worth fixing. This one is a porta-cable battery charger. It's model 8604. It sold for $40 shipped. Unfortunately, the guy got it, and he said it was broken in shipment somehow, so I'm not sure what happened. We did file a claim, so we're waiting on the results for that. But actually, my wife may have already got the results on this one. We have 2 claims, I think we made, something like that. This one we may have got back, but it was damaged. I'm not sure how it was. It was bubble wrapped and put in a box, so I'm not sure how it was. He didn't seem to be deceiving me because he took pictures and you could see inside the bubble wrap there was plastic that was loose and broken inside, so I'm not sure what happened, but it did sell for $40. Normally the battery chargers are a great thing to pick up. Seductive Cinema, Art of Silent Film. This was $14.99. It sold from the Rock and Roll Buy. Here's like a off-roading kind of movie DVD thing. I'm not sure what it is. I got in a big box of DVDs, listed it for $10, and I'm surprised it even sold. But I'm glad it did. I'll take the $10 sale. A Sega Power. This is like a Nintendo Power, but the Sega version. It's got the Terminator on there. This is from '92. It came with all those posters we've been getting, the Mad magazine I told you guys about, and a bunch of sports programs. There was a couple of magazines. This one I took a best offer of $30 shipped. It actually just went 1 city over from me. I went out first class. It wasn't too heavy, but $30 on that. Awesome for a used magazine. A Craftsman 1 hour fast charger. This one sold for $24.99. This one was $5.99 at the thrift store. It did go in a padded flat rate. I bubble wrapped it and put it in there. And this one, you know, you don't make a ton, but it's such an easy charger to sell. I always pick it up if it's around that $5 or $6 mark. A 1993 Star Trek 1.5-inch phaser range level proficiency little pin. It's a little pin that goes on your chest or whatever. I got 2 of these. There's a different one that hasn't sold. I think I paid $2 for them. This one sold for $11.99. Sold almost right away. There were a couple other listings too, so I'm surprised mine sold. Not even the best picture, but $12 on that. Goes out first class, and the other one should sell for around that 10 to 12 mark as well. Some stick bots. These are like little toys. I bought a whole bag of these. There were probably like, I don't know, 25 to 30 little stick bots for $10. They wanted $1 each. And I said, hey, would you just take $10 if I bought them all? And they said, yes. I sold this first lot of, just a random lot of different ones for $23. The other ones I made little lots of. I think I have 5 other lots. These ones did go out priority mail at like $9. So we made a little bit, probably almost made all of our money back or around there. And the other lots are going to be where the profit is. They're not worth a ton, but they're all brand new. And it was a bulk buy for $10. So I'm glad I did it. The Enchanted Witch Broom. This one sold for $50 shipped. Obviously Halloween coming up here in a week. They bought it a month ago, but that's why they bought it for Halloween. This stuff sells. Halloween stuff can sell all year round, but definitely an influx around that September time period. This one sold for $50. I had paid $5 for this at a garage sale. I tested it out. It did work, and it sold for $50. I want to say we shipped it for about $12. It wasn't really that heavy. It all fit into a small box. It folded up. This is a Panasonic APV9450 VCR. This is a good one. I think Kevin Commonwealth Picker refers to this as the blue line. It's got the blue line in the front. I took my picture all at an angle to be cool. I don't know if that even matters, but it looks better for the square photo on your phone. If you put it at an angle, you get less, you get more close up of the actual VCR. Either way, this one did not work at first. I paid $5 for it. It was eating tapes. The guy said it worked, but I got it. It kept eating tapes. Went online, watched a couple videos, said, you know, I'm going to open this puppy up and see what's inside. It was real dusty in there, so I cleaned it up. I cleaned up, you know, where the little film goes around, or the VCR tape. I'm like, cleaned it all up, rubbed it like they said in the video, and put a new tape in, and it worked. I watched a video, had a video playing for like 30 minutes there just to see if any issues, ejected it, fast forward, all that stuff. It still worked. Then I went ahead and listed it for $60. It sold, hooked it back up again, tested it out. It still worked, shipped it, got good feedback. So I'm not saying I'm an electronics expert, because I'm not. I'm pretty much clueless, but I did fix one VCR by just cleaning the inside. Did not take much. So it might be worth it if you get these and you have a little bit of time or feel the know-how or feel like looking it up. Some of them may just need a quick cleaning, and maybe it'll work. So $60 on that one. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This is a Game Boy game, sold for $14 shipped. I threw a little case in there to add a little value. From where we got that Sega Power, I also got this Dynamite Scholastic Michael Jordan, like little kid's book. It had a cool Jordan photo on the front. I'm like, maybe someone will want this. They'll mount it, put it on the wall or something. It ended up selling for 12 shipped, so that was awesome. There weren't a whole lot of comps. I think there was one listed for 10. I went a little higher, made the money, so I'm okay with that. Coca-Cola Express. This is a HO scale, like just a train car. It's damaged. It's not in perfect shape, but it sold for $25, and it sold almost within like 2 hours of listing it. I was surprised, so maybe I underpriced it. There was a whole set that was listed for like $100. I'm like, I'll sell one car for $25, or best offer. Someone paid full price $25, so maybe I didn't do enough research, but it came in a bag of HO cars that I got for, I think, $20 for all of them. So this one sold for $25 shipped. Soundgarden, a retrospective CD, brand new sealed. Paid $1 for this at a garage sale, and it sold for $13.29. I did scan it while I was there. A Canon PowerShot. This is a 12.1 megapixel, so not the newest camera. Kind of in the middle of the road. It's not a horrible one, but still, you know, okay. Sold this one for $30 shipped by itself, first class. Cost us $4 or $5 to ship it out. Definitely worth looking out for. A lot of these digital cameras still have value. Not all of them, though. Some of them might sell for that $20 range, but if you can get them for $1 or $2, might be worth checking out, especially if they need a battery charger. Hopefully they have that with them, because those cost about $5 online. Some of them use AA's, though, so that's not a problem. Texas Longhorns jersey. This one I've had for a while. Paid $5, and it sold for a best offer of $30 shipped. Went in a pad of flat rate. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith PS2 game. This one came with a comic as well. I listed mine a little bit higher, and it sold for $17.09 on sale. I'm assuming it went a little higher because mine had the comic. Not all of them do. Here is another part of that train set. This is the Napa Valley wine train with the passenger cars. This one was a part of that same $20 set. This one, I think it was, I forgot. It starts with an A, the name of the train, but you guys may know it. It didn't say it anywhere on there, but it sure seemed to look like that one. So I listed it unmarked because I wasn't sure. As is, it had damage. It didn't have a transformer to test it. I ended up listing it for $145 or best offer. Took a best offer of $130, and it was going to California. So it may have been worth more because it sold really quickly, had a bunch of watchers, but I only paid $20. I already sold the one car for $25. I figured $130 on this was a good deal. So happy about that. It did cost a little more to ship, and I want to say it cost us probably $13 or something FedEx. Put it in a little bigger box because some of the cars were longer and I had bubble wrap them all, but got a good feedback on it as well. A Duffy bear. These are like the little Disney bears that have like Mickey Mouse all over them. Like on the little paw, you might see it has a Mickey Mouse head, and on the face, it actually is the Mickey Mouse head. So I guess that's what a Duffy bear is. This one's like a Hawaiian style one. I paid $3 at a thrift store, and it sold for $21.99. Took a while to sell, a little while to sell. It did have a stain on the shirt, though. That's probably why it didn't sell as quickly. Oops, sorry. Went too far, guys. A Destroy All Humans PS2 game, Greatest Hits, sold for $12.34. This one sold on a 5% offer out to watchers, and it sold for $12.34. Guitar Hero. These are still selling. This is the Xbox 360 wireless version. Not the best version. The 360 wired seems to be the one that everyone wants because they sell really well. This one's a wireless, though, so there's no dongle required. That's why it's still a good one to sell. Hooked up my 360 that I have to test it out. Tested it. Played it through a song. Made sure all the buttons work, and it sold for $60 shipped. A full price sale. I want to say it only cost us like $12, $10, something to ship it. It wasn't too bad, but pretty good deal on that one. Some more Perfume. This is from a different buy, though. This is Chantilly Hubigant, I don't know. You guys maybe know. $20. It's a little tiny one, little 3-inch bottle. On these ones, the problem is you're not really supposed to send them first class or priority mail. I believe it's supposed to go ground, so it didn't make as much, but it did sell. It came in a box of like there was that thermometer I sold last week, and this was in there, and that toothbrush. And I think we spent $5 on all that stuff or whatever it was, and this one sold for 20. Beyond the Mat, a DVD set or DVD. So this is like a wrestling one. It sold for $8 shipped. Experiencing the Trinity. It's a devotional book set. I got it in a big box of books. I'm like, oh, maybe someone wants it. And then I saw it was a gift set, and I'm like, no one's gonna want this probably. There were a bunch listed. I listed mine for $13, kind of right in the middle of the pack, and mine sold. It went out medium mail. Static X, 2 CD sets. You guys know when I buy CDs, I like to buy the CDs and lot the ones together. They're the same artist. These ones sold for $15 shipped, which is a good deal for 2 used CDs. Barney's Halloween Party, a DVD. I got this one and listed it because I knew Halloween was coming, and ended up selling for $8 shipped. I figured someone might want some Halloween type DVDs, and it paid off in this case. Medea Goes to Jail, a Tyler Perry DVD. I've sold quite a few Tyler Perry sealed DVDs in the past year. I don't know what it is, but they always sell right around $9. So if I get them in a lot of DVDs and they're sealed, usually used are not worth much, but if you get one that is sealed, it might be worth your time. Columbia Classics, It Happened One Night, an old DVD, or an old movie they made on DVD, is $10 shipped. Final Fantasy, there's 5 Final Fantasy PS1 games here. They're all cases and manuals only, no discs at all. I got these from one of my sources. I think he charged me $5 for a bunch of empty cases. I already sold 2 for I think 30 or 40 shipped combined. These ones sold for a best offer of 35 shipped. So people will collect them. It's people that have disc only or want them, if they have a rough case, they might pick up these. So I was happy with that. Another perfume, like I mentioned, this is the Chloe one. It's almost full. This one sold for a best offer of 45 shipped. So Chloe by Chloe, 3-ounce bottle, 45 shipped on that one. Again, we spent 35 on all of it, and we sold the one for whatever it was, 50 or 45, and this one for 45. So already in the profits on just 2 perfumes. Some Sarah Gold, these are like tumbler glasses. A lot of people put like, what is it, Mad Men or whatever in the title. This was kind of popular with them. I sell these ones. There's Culver ones, another brand you can sell. Different patterns do way better than others, but this little set, I want to say we paid $1 each for, and it sold for a best offer of 50. I did actually individually box each glass and then put it in a bigger box with some padding. I just don't want to have these ones break, and it worked out. It only cost us like $15-16 to ship them FedEx that way, but it was worth it because I'd rather have them get there safely. More Action, question mark, and the Mysterians. Have no idea who this artist is or what it is, but it sold for $20 on a best offer. It is from the Rock and Roll Buy. It's a little 2 CD set. The Lovebug DVD, it's a DVD set, 4 DVDs. It sold for 18 shipped. Got that from Storage Unit Guy. Mega Bloks Halo base plate. It's just a base plate. It's got the snow. This one sold for 60 shipped. The Mega Bloks Halo stuff, especially the older sets, seem to do pretty well. I bought this one at a thrift store for $5.99. Sold it for 60 shipped. I want to say it cost us maybe $14 to ship it. It did have to go FedEx because it was pretty long, but was pretty light as well. So look out for the base plates. Even Lego base plates, you get a nice one, can have some value. An LG, this is a little wireless Bluetooth headset or whatever. It was $1, I think, in an electronics buy. There was a bunch of electronic stuff in a bag or a box. Everyone was $1, so I just kept pulling out things, and this one was in there, and it sold for 20 shipped on a full price sale. Here's a Disney, another Halloween item. It's a Star Wars Darth Vader, like plastic light up pumpkin. This one was $1. I thought it would be worth a little bit more. It was not. It's too new. I ended up selling for 23 shipped. It cost us $10.85 to ship it. We still made some money on it, and it was a cool item, but not really worth a ton, and because of shipping, kind of rough. But I'm sure they bought it for Halloween. Hopefully it's set up nicely at their house. It looked cool. I would have probably kept it, but my wife handles all the decoration stuff, so that's not really my forte. The Atari Touch Me handheld electronic video game. It does light patterns, and you have to click it and try to match the patterns or whatever. This one sold for 20 shipped on it was full price sale. It went out first class. It was 50 cents at an estate sale. Zelda Oracle of Ages, a Game Boy Color game, sold for 30 shipped. Got good feedback on this one as well. 30 shipped on a Game Boy Color game is awesome. This one was $1 at a garage sale, so I was happy about that. Basic for the Apple II. This is a teaching guide. I got this in the big book buy for $950. Sold it for 18 shipped. Green Lantern. This one hurts. This is Green Lantern, the Blu-ray. This one sold for $28 shipped. We shipped it out medium mail. Big mistake. Should have went out first class. I didn't tell my wife to put first class on it, so it's my fault. But I usually try to put on the better ones. I put first class to, you know, we can afford the profit. It was $1, I think, on a garage sale. Got lost. UPS couldn't find it. It was in their system, and all of a sudden it says late for transit. It just disappeared. The guy made a case. I tried to get eBay to look for, or USPS to look for it. They couldn't. I ended up having to refund the guy. So it'll probably show up one day, and I'll probably never hear from him. A couple people have reached out after the fact, so there's still hope, but that one hurt a little bit. But definitely look out for it. It was used. Civilization for 360 sold for $12 shipped. Xbox 360 game. And guys, that wraps it up. So we're over 20 minutes. Try to be under 20, but hey, sometimes I gotta talk. I have no one else to talk to. You guys are my the reselling group that I get to share my experience with, so I appreciate you guys listening in. If you have any questions, please let me know. I try to answer them all, but I always am behind on the comments because life just happens. But I'll take a night usually and go through a bunch of them, but I appreciate it. Again, if you want to reach out on Instagram, feel free to do so if you have questions there or something more involved, or you don't want it in the comments so everybody can see. I've had a couple people ask some more personal stuff, so I definitely don't mind. You can reach out to me on Instagram through the messaging system. But hope you guys are all killing it out there on eBay, and if you're just starting off, this is a fun time of the year, so go out there, get it, find some stuff. Definitely don't be afraid to branch out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.